Hello and welcome to this episode of Behind the Board. Today, I am pleased to have one of our amazing cams, Kaylee, here with us.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited to be here?
I am excited.
Okay.
A little nervous.
Oh, no.
But
Don't be nervous.
no, you don't seem nervous at all.
No, I love this stuff.
Yeah, because you're used to it.
I told someone this is therapy for me. I like to, talk.
So I can vent and just get it
You
all out
just
here on
get
the
it all
table.
out. Get
Perfect.
it all
All
out.
right. Everybody got tissues and everything ready?
We'll get those right away. So you're one of our cams. How long have you been a cam?
So I've been a cam since 2020.
Wow.
So about 6 years.
So everyone's kind of comes to this industry in a different way. So how did you get to it?
So I started in vacation rentals. So I was in time sharing. So I worked for Westgates, and then the COVID hit, and then unfortunately all the hotels and all that resorts kind of shut down. So it turned into, what do I want to do now? So then I found a position for an admin at an HOA, and then I applied for it, got the position, and then that's how it started. Started as an admin, and here I am 6 years later.
That's crazy. So what do you love about it?
It's nonstop. It's consistent go, 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 go. And if anybody knows me, I'm a go, 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 go person. I don't know how to sit down. So it fits my lifestyle.
So what do you think, what's the hardest thing about it?
The hardest thing is obviously not being able to please everybody.
Yeah.
You don't always get to tell everybody what they like to hear, and sometimes that can be very upsetting. And a lot of people don't know that we follow the board of directors' decision. They think we make that decision, and I always have to let them know it's not us.
You don't know how many times I say that. I'm like, the board is our bosses. We carry out what they want, their direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I always try to tell homeowners that I'm like, we're kind of a vendor just like everybody else, if all, and I follow the board of directors, and so you got to kind of give them the spiel. So that's kind of the hardest, is not being able to please everybody.
Yeah. So what do you think the best part is?
The best part
With your residents and boards?
with my residents, always creating a relationship with them. You start learning your communities. You start learning the people in the communities. You learn your boards, what they like to do. So then people really do start loving where they live. And obviously that's our saying, but it does go hand in hand. So I like that.
Yeah. So do you have any really heartwarming board relationship or homeowner stories?
So boards, actually I still have a good relationship with even past board members that aren't board members no more. A lot of them, I'm a very family active person. Yeah. So I always talk about my children and all of that fun stuff. So every time they'll come back to me and be, oh, how's your kids? How are they doing? And all that fun stuff. So it's always nice that they do that. And then my old board president, from when I first started in 2020, I followed them on Facebook, and they saw my kids, and they're like, it's amazing how your children are going to high school, but when you started, they were in elementary school.
That's crazy.
So come full circle.
So speaking of kids, this is a great job, right?
Yes.
For a mom, one of the best parts about it is the flexibility.
That's
right?
what I always love about it, the flexibility, and to be able to work from home. Even if we do have to go meet with the vendors on the property, you still have that flexibility of being like, okay, we can go home, we can work from home, or take it with us, and however we gotta go. So it does, especially my children are very, very active in sports. So always afterwards, we're always in basketball games and all in volleyball games. So it does give us a lot of flexibility to be with children and husbands, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Husbands? No, just kidding.
No, that's my other child, guys. Just so you know, that's my third child. I only have 2, but I have 3. Don't tell him.
No, I think he might know now. I don't know.
Oh, no, then I'm going to get in trouble now.
We won't let him know.
Okay, good.
We'll be okay.
Edit.
So let's spill. How many of these basketball games are you at where you have to answer a phone call from a board member or a homeowner?
The joys. So you want to know, honestly, if it's emergency, my boards they'll know to text me, Kaylee 911, call me. Yep. So they'll know I'll step outside, give them a call. Or they know I am in with my children at the basketball game, and they do respect that. Right. But there's been a few times where we've had, with the condominiums, I had a water leak.
Yep.
And I had to leave the basketball game to go handle the water leak because it was going from the 5th floor all the way down to the 1st floor.
Oh, my gosh.
So I had to be like, sorry, Jared, gotta go, my son. And I was like, gotta go. So.
Yeah. So is that the biggest disaster you've ever had to deal with?
Yes. And it's so complicated with condominiums because you're not only dealing with one resident,
Yes.
you're dealing with 5 residents.
Yep.
You don't know if they're residents, they're tenants.
Right. I was gonna say,
So you
adds
don't know.
complication.
So it always goes hand in hand. And then some people are a lot easier to work with.
That was very well said. Very well said.
You know, a lot easier to work with.
Yep.
So
Yeah, understood for sure. So tell me, with meetings, do you prefer to have your meetings at night? Do you prefer to have them in the morning? Like, what's your...
So I'm a morning person.
Ah.
I'm a morning person. I am up at 6 o'clock every morning. So if I could have my mornings in the morning time, I would love it.
Boards to do a 6 a.m. meeting.
So I'm going to start telling my boards. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm doing
perfect
morning meetings going forward.
Guaranteed not to get a lot of participation. But
That's
you never
right.
know.
I love it though. No, I'm just joking. I love when homeowners do participate. That way you know what you're doing right and wrong in the community, what they're looking for. So you obviously you got to take everything with a grain of salt, but you know what I mean.
So which meetings do you love doing, and which meetings do you not like, dearly dread?
Oh, I can start right away with what I do not like is budgets.
Oh, I love budgets.
No.
My favorite. Yeah.
Why are budgets your
Because
thing?
I feel like it sets the table, right? It's like it's all out front and open, you know, and you just kind of go through the numbers. And I like numbers, you know, and it all fits nice and neat in a box. But it's like very easy to say, this is our expenses. This is what we're bringing in. It either works or it doesn't work. And I really, when residents call and they complain about, you're spending too much on this, or you're doing this, or your management fee is too much, I'm like, you should have gone to the budget meeting, because it was all explained out, or the budget workshop.
That's what I love. Yeah. I love budget workshops for that reason. Is because when you have a budget workshop, when somebody comes back at you and says, well, why I didn't know? Well, you know, we had a budget workshop.
We talked it out, we
had a budget meeting, and where were you for these? So that's interesting that you do find budget season.
Love them. It gives me a sense of like control, I guess, like over the actual management of the community. So why do you not like budget?
Because I don't like numbers.
It is the background, right?
Yeah, so I'm not a numbers person. It's not that it's not my strong suit, because you obviously being in this business, you learn it and all of that. But math was not my favorite as a child growing up. So I rely on my accounting department a lot, which I love them. So thank you, accounting.
And that's what we're a team, right?
That's right. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because we surveyed our CAMs here and asked them like what they loved and what they didn't like about the job. And budgets by far was the one thing they did not like the most. You know,
I think that's the one you get yelled at the most too, because you go up $10, and you know a lot of people don't like that, and well, why? And then people feel like we're misspending their money. Then, like you said, go back to the budget workshop and all that. You guys should have came and been with us and all that fun stuff.
So how about elections? Have you had any crazy election stories?
Crazy election stories? Yes. At one of my communities, past tense, we had mail-in, and then we had open form. And we were almost done, and at the last minute, a homeowner was like, no, I want to go. And then we had to restart everything all over, redo all the ballot sheets and all that fun stuff. So it was a little headache.
I have two. I had an election that the count lasted all day.
Oh.
We had 2 attorneys at it as well, and we did not leave. And it was cold. It was like the random day in Florida when it was like 30 degrees, and it was outside. It was outside at the pool. And we had to stay because one of the attorneys said if we moved inside, we were changing the venue. And we couldn't do that. So we were out there. It was very chilly. And then the other one came down to a coin toss.
Coin toss?
Yeah, it was like this tie, and they could not break the tie at all. And then there was like some discrepancy over like how they got to that point. So our attorney suggested that they do a coin toss. And then the funny part was, in the coin toss, they couldn't understand who announced heads or tails. So even after the coin toss happened, there was a lot. That one went past midnight, actually.
No way.
Yeah, so those were 2 very interesting.
That's actually interesting that they went off the coin.
That, again, we rely on our wonderful attorneys that we work with and understand that as well, because that is their purview, not ours. But still, it was very interesting.
That's a great way.
That was my first one to deal with at that. So it was very interesting. All right, so board meetings.
Oh,
You like them?
I do like board meetings. I don't mind. Always when you first get a community, the first board meeting is a little intimidating because you
Right.
don't kind of know what you're walking into, what's the crowd like. But once you get a handle of the board and you have your homeowners, and unfortunately the same homeowners come to the meetings,
Yep.
so you start to get to know everybody who's there and all that fun stuff. So I wait before board meetings, and as funny as this sounds, I prefer to do them in person.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I kind of like them in person too.
I prefer.
I feel like it's much more personable.
Yes.
You get a relationship.
Correct,
Better,
correct.
And stuff like that.
And then everybody starts knowing, like, oh, your face, and then if there's issues and all that, which I have a board meeting tonight on site, so yay!
Oh,
I'm
nice.
excited.
That's nice. So, what is the max number of people you have ever had at a board meeting?
So the maximum, I would say always budgets turn out more,
Yeah,
obviously, due to the money, but I would say the community that I'm going to go tonight, they always have a good turnout. It is not a old 55 plus community,
Right,
but it's more homeowners who have been there
Yeah.
for a long time, so it's always the same homeowners who come and all that fun
I
stuff.
love it. It shows a passion for where they live
Yes.
and their willingness to participate, whether or not it's in a volunteer position or at least being part of to support.
Yeah,
So I
and
really
that's
enjoy
that's
it.
what there a lot of the homeowners that do come is part of committees
Yeah.
and all that fun stuff, and they like to be very involved, which is good. It makes the community run and it is very active and all of that fun stuff. So.
I was just at a board meeting where there was an open bar.
Oh,
I don't recommend that. I am not saying that that's a thing, but it did happen. It was,
well, if you need help at that next one,
It was
let
actually-
me know. I'm available.
it was actually the HOA in which I live, which is self-managed, but
Oh, that is
yeah,
funny.
yes, it is. I was like, wow, this
Oh.
is taking it up a notch.
That-
It had food and hors d'oeuvres and stuff. It was like there were about 10 of us there.
Oh,
so
that's
it-
cool.
yeah.
At least you showed up.
I did. I didn't say anything
You-
though. I don't like people to know.
You want to know what's funny is me too.
Right.
And it's funny because actually the community I live in, we manage. So
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, oh no, let me just stay over here. They can go over there. We'll
Exactly.
just separate
You
it.
just need to keep that line for
Yes.
your peace and harmony.
So
think.
I always laugh because I always like when they see me in my Artemis shirt, I'm like, I promise I'm a homeowner. I'm not the
Yep.
cam. I promise.
I understand. All right, we're gonna do some rapid fire. You ready?
Okay, ready.
All right. Do you prefer emails or phone calls?
Emails.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say phone calls there. but-
Emails.
All right. So then, text message or emails?
Emails.
Ah, that's two of our cams. Emails.
I am probably the worst, and sorry to all my friends and family, I am the worst with texting back or
Really?
calling back. And I'm probably on my phone all day because of work, but
Yep.
once 5 o'clock comes, I don't want to text, I don't want to call, I don't want to do anything. I
Just
want
wanna
to
go
be,
chill.
Yeah, I want it to be far away.
All right. So where's your happy place to chill?
The beach.
Ah, I love it. I
Beach
love
and
it.
fishing. That's where you'll find me.
Okay, so
Every
water. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I like it. All right, coffee or wine?
Ooh, coffee.
Coffee, because you're a morning person.
Yes.
What kind of coffee?
So actually, fun fact is I was a barista in my early days.
Nice. Okay.
So I always fell in love with coffee. I could go for iced coffee, hot coffee, but my go-to would be an iced caramel macchiato.
Oh, I love it.
And I
That's
have to
good.
have that whipped cream on top. Don't forget the whipped cream.
I like it.
And you? Are you a coffee drinker or
I'm
a wine
a coffee
drinker?
drinker too. I'm probably both, truth be told.
Truth be
but,
told, me
let's talk about work and the professional coffee drinker. So I am not iced coffee though.
No.
My kids did get me into iced coffee recently. Yeah, and I just drink it plain.
Plain.
Not black, with just cream. Yeah. So,
So,
yeah.
I can
I'm
do
like
double
basic.
espressos.
Oh my gosh.
Not that I need it.
Where do you get the? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Not that I
where
need
do you-
it.
I would be bouncing off the walls. I would think.
So,
I'm
but
gonna try it for the
you
next one.
should. We
Yeah.
should do it for Artemis Day.
Yes.
We should do double espressos and then come in there
And
ready to
see
go.
what we're doing. All right, it's a date.
All
We're
right,
gonna do
we're
it.
done.
We'll get a camera on that and see if I'll crash at the end. We'll have to do that. All right, what's your favorite part of this job? One word.
Flexibility.
I like that. And then 3 words, describe community management.
I would say organization, dependency, and approachability.
You were ready for that
I
one.
was.
I like it. I like it. So I always like to ask this question because I've not yet to find someone who set out and graduated school in one way or another and to become a CAM, right? So what would you do to recommend people to get into this industry?
to understand the flexibility that you do have with this. You are able to maintain your time from here to there, and it's a great opportunity. It's a lot. It opens a lot of doors. You could start as a CAM, but you can go to business development. You can go into accounting. You can branch different ways. So maybe if CAM's not even the right path for you in this industry, there's a lot of other roads down that you can go down.
I think what we find, most people in this industry are very passionate about this industry because it is a great industry, and I just really wish more people would know about it and get involved in it for sure.
Yeah, and I think that is one thing that a lot of homeowners, I wish the homeowners would be more involved so they did understand the concept behind a HOA or a COA or whatever you live in. So that way they understood it more.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, thank you so much, Kaylee. I appreciate your time and appreciate your answers, and look forward to next time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.